you tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.
It's been a while since I felt like summer was on my side. I miss my friends and late night drives. I'm so over Netflix, always being stuck inside. Not feeling ready for the day. Excuses made up. Procrastinate and waste the whole damn day. Now when I wake up, I wonder how long I'm gonna have to stay.
Awesome! That's fantastic! What a cool song, right? So cool from Cold Weather Kids. This is Stolen Summer. And yeah, we have Ryan Scottie here with us. To tell us everything about this. Hey, how is it going?
It's excellent. How are you, my friend? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, thank you. The pleasure is. This is great. It sounds to me what I guess would be some of your influences here, but you tell us about it. Why don't you take this time and introduce yourself and introduce your band, please?
You got it. So my name's Ryan Scottie. I am one of the founding members. I play bass and I'm one of the lead singers. We do consider ourselves a dual lead singing band, and you probably can hear that if you've heard our song Stolen Summer. My best friend Adam is the primary singer on that song. But if you've heard any of our other songs, like I take lead on a couple of things and he's more of like the backing thing. So at any point in time, it'll be, probably like a 60%, 40% or something like that split. But both of us are considered like the dual front. And he's always been like my songwriting partner since college. I am primarily actually a drummer and a singer. And I just wanted to form a band where I could be out front with him. And originally I was playing guitar. And I'm just not that good a guitar player. So I picked up the bass instead, and he plays pretty much everything that he can do on guitar. And we form the songs around that. Usually I drum out the demos and things like that. And the song Stolen Summer is just quite literally just about the pandemic and feeling like how the summer of 2020, everybody had all these different plans. I know that we did. We had plans for shows, for tours, to shoot music videos. And all of that went right out the window, baby. So that's the nutshell of basically how the last year has been for us. But we're happy to still be able to record and put out music. And I was talking to you basically right before we started recording about how I opened my own home studio, so it hasn't slowed us down at all. We write and record pretty much all of our own music in-house. So even when things shut down, we didn't have to worry about not being able to practice or record. So that was all really good for us too in terms of playing to our benefit. We were still able to stay active even though so much of the world was shut down.
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah. And I definitely can hear the two voices, the balance. How is that? I was thinking, how is that at the time of you know how bands are sometimes. The time of, okay, this line is mine, or this line is yours. How do you go about that? Is that complicated?
Sometimes it can be. I would say, again, just because I've had the experience with working with my best friend for 8 years. We were in college together, so we both have music degrees. And what you've heard with Cold Weather Kids is just within the last 2 years. So it's not like any of you are actually hearing the prior experience that we built up to get to that point. Early on, yeah, it was more so I'm going to take this whole song and then you're going to take this whole song. And instead of that, it just kind of was well, why don't we just do kind of a back and forth thing? And it seemed to work out better because there was this more equal energy every song, and you didn't have to guess, well, who's the lead singer if you're going to hear both voices on every song. So one of the bigger influences for us was always Taking Back Sunday, because they had two singers. Even though Adam Lazzara is like the front man, their guitarist John is always very present vocally on a lot of their songs. So that was like kind of where it started. And the other two bands that are huge influences on us are early 2000s, Fall Out Boy and Yellowcard, specifically their early records.
Yeah.
Those are probably our huge influences for us, where you can note like our songwriting.
Totally, I could hear it. I love those bands. I gotta tell you,
love it.
So fun, great energy, and I think you have that too. And your voices really match together. They gel together really well.
Appreciate that. We've worked at it really hard. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, tell us about that. What kind of work entails to get here?
Well, so I took primarily when I was in college. Adam was a vocal major. He was taking lessons in multiple styles, and my curriculum was more so around songwriting. So yeah, I did have vocal coaching, but I was also taking piano, drum lessons, arranging. My concentration was more that way. Mm-hmm. So when we started to sing together, he had vibrato and kind of a choral quality, and I was like very, let's say, teenage, kind of whiny, way higher tenor voice. That's always been my style. So for me, it was to learn better technique, and for Adam, it was to learn more rock style. So it's like we kind of met in the middle. He would coach me on better technique and saving my voice instead of blowing it out. And I would tell him, give it a little bit more grit, or give it a little bit more balls, or things, whatever you want to phrase it that way when he's delivering his lines. It's like, I don't want to feel like I'm at an orchestra. I want to feel like I'm at a concert. Right. And that always kind of resonated with him. And he was like, oh, I can do that. I get it. So awesome. That's how we worked on it that way. And then again, just like the other experience over the years of trusting each other, not feeling self-conscious when you sing in front of them. And when that turned to confidence, it's like doors started to open. We no longer started to second guess ourselves that our voices didn't match. So when you say like our voices blend together well, we definitely take that as a huge compliment. I really appreciate that, because that's been a thing that we worked at. It's like, if we're going to be a dual vocalist band, which we love, we need to do it right, where it doesn't sound forced or too busy.
This is, I gotta tell you, I mean, the production level as well. The production level that I hear, this could be any record of those bands that you're telling me that, were influences to you. I could hear
Wonderful.
This and I would go, wow, yeah, that's awesome. So, how about that? Is this song recorded in your home studio as well?
So yes, we have been doing a process recording-wise. All of the instruments, all of the stuff, the vocals, the guitars are all recorded by ourselves. Like we do. We have everything pretty well done to the point where we can record a pretty great what we call stem file for our producers. So I have been working, my day job is like, I'm a freelance web artist. So I do web management, web design, graphic design, video editing, different things for media companies. And the producer that we go to happens to be the guy that produces like bands like Stand Atlantic, All Time Low, different things like that. He's done some of those songs, and I just happen to manage his website. So like I do all of his updates and things like that. And I have a very close relationship with him because I've known him for over 10 years, and he's grown into a really big like pop rock producer, which is fantastic. So I work for him, and I trade mix work for him. So after we finish a song and we have it all recorded, I send it to our buddy Nick Radovanovic. That's his name. You can find him at nickrad.com, as in like radical. Okay. And you'll see a lot of probably bigger name bands that he's definitely been a part of. And I'm very, very proud to like have him on our team, because he's produced the last 4 Cold Weather Kids songs, and all of them have been like next level things for us. Have gotten us a new audience. We got really great feedback, not just from you, but from any other podcast or interviews that we've been from, they definitely comment on the production.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to give credit. I have to give credit to him because he is a huge part of that. You know, he's like the mad scientist in terms of the sound lab, and he takes what we feel are really good songs and really good ideas, and he makes them phenomenal and super energetic, and we love what we get from him. So we're super grateful to Nick Rad to be on our team. That's our audio producer.
NickRad.com.
NickRad.com.
Awesome. I love the kind of synergies that you have been able to create. Definitely pushing forward your career and the quality of your work. Awesome. I love it. So, going back to the topic of this song.
Sure.
I love that part. the yell. Yep. I get it.
Oh, so there. I got a backstory on that. The other two members of the band, that whole intro where it's acoustic guitar, and then there's the yell, before the electric guitar kicks in.
Uh-huh.
The other two members weren't as hot on that. That was originally my idea, and I was like, just sit there and imagine for me. This song catches, and we play a show to like 300 people. That's a relatively smaller show, small venue, but all of those people know the song, and that opening part before the yell, they all sing with you. Like, that's a feel, that's a vibe, that's establishing like the angst of the song. We've all just been forced to be inside. You can't see your friends, can't do anything. All your plans are canceled. How does that make you feel? And that yell that Adam does before the electric guitar, I think if you were just to create a sound that described the song, that's it. So that was really important for me. I fought for that to stay in there. And then when we finally heard the final mix, the other two guys were like, okay, I get it.
That is forward thinking kind of vision. I gotta congratulate you on that. That is next level type of creative. Yep.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to just establish a feeling that was very relatable to everybody, because everybody who liked live music, that is in a band, that liked concerts, everybody knows how the last year and a half felt. Everybody. So it was super relatable. I didn't have to try and be like super artsy or creative. I just literally said what I think everybody was feeling. And it just happened to be a,
Yeah. Isn't that what it is about? Absolutely. Okay, so what are your plans? Talking about going back to that conversation, what kind of plans do you have for the near future?
So Stolen Summer is the start of like whatever the first full record is going to be for Cold Weather Kids. We released an EP January 1st, 2020 called Quarantine. Or actually 2021, I believe. Yeah, the start of this year called Quarantine. Mm-hmm. And that was the start of like songs that we had written when everything started to shut down, because we didn't think it was going to last that long. We just kept on writing. We have lots of material. We have enough songs for a full-length record, and we think that Stolen Summer is just the start of it. So our plans going forward is we will probably have at least one new song out by the end of the year. We're hoping for 2. And then more shows in the Los Angeles area, kind of trying to get on showcases, different things like that, play around, develop a following in our area. Because in terms of our online presence, it's going pretty well. When everything was shut down, we did well with like a social media presence. We got a couple thousand followers on both Instagram and TikTok. Spotify's been doing well. And it's getting to the point where now we can start to make a little bit of money because we're selling our songs and some T-shirts, some merchandise. So it's finally beginning to build a little bit of momentum. So the last step for us is just getting out there to play some shows. And if we can catch some attention with either some bigger management or some bigger labels, then they can point us in a bigger direction. And we're just having fun doing it. Like all 3 of us are, we've been in bands for about 10 years now. Like I said, Adam and I were in college 8 years ago, so I'm not going to say that we're old or anything, but we've had experience. So all of us, it's not like our first time out. We've done this before, and obviously for one reason or another, it hasn't worked out. But the reason that we believe that this project is different is because we truly, truly have the philosophy, no stress. No stress, right? We're out here to play music, to have fun. And we acknowledge that it is so difficult to get anybody interested in new music today. Just to give like the 30 seconds, the time of day is really tough for people. If they're just randomly scrolling on their phone, how likely is it that they're just going to scroll past you if you don't grab their attention within 5 seconds? And we realize that that's become part of the game today, which is why the social media presence was important when everything was shut down. Now that we feel that we have that, we're just trying to make our show, like our live show, as tight and as good as possible. So when we play live, we don't actually play all originals. We do play like half covers because most of the time when we play shows, nobody has heard of us or seen us yet. We're still a relatively small band. So if we can give them a reason to connect with us by playing a song that they know from a much bigger band, then that's already a good establishment point of connection for a new fan, a new connection, whatever it might be. And so that's been our whole focus for the rest of this year while we make new music. And that's going to continue to be our focus next year, hoping that it'll, snowball into something bigger.
Sounds like a plan, and it looks like it's going that way. Awesome.
I would agree.
Yeah. All right, Ryan. So fun to talk with you. If you had an advice for your younger self or somebody in your shoes back then, what would you say?
Joking, don't do it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The only reason that I say that is just because I've been in original bands now, and this is, Color the Kids is like, I don't know, my 8th or 9th project or something like that. I don't do it because I want to be looked at. And so if I can say anything to like younger people that are starting, it's my biggest underlying reason is make sure that you genuinely are doing it because you absolutely love it, because you want to get up on stage and genuinely make people feel better, inspire people to do more. Yeah. Not get on stage because you want to be looked at, because you want the attention, right? Because to me, just in my opinion anyways, and I know that it can be debatable, but this is like, you asked me what I would give advice for. That's it, is to make sure that you're doing it because you're passionate about, that you love it, not because you want a platform, not because you want to be looked at.
I agree 100%. Don't do it to be famous. Do it because there's no other thing that you would rather do.
Yes. And if you are up there because you genuinely want to help people feel better, more confident, then I think that's a very benevolent thing, that you're trying to inspire the best in people.
Yeah.
And I can think of no better reason personally to want to be an artist.
Yeah, to improve others' lives.
Exactly. If you can create inspiration or hope, then great, do it.
Hope that we need a lot of hope. All right, so cold weather kids. This is looking upwards. Ryan, wonderful conversation. Thank you so much for staying with us and share some of your story. Truthfully appreciate it. And
absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to enjoy a little bit more of Stolen Summer. And this was Cold Weather Kids. Thank you, Ryan. Stay in touch until next time.
You got it. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Appreciate your time.
All the best.
Bro, you gotta check this awesome sauce out. What is it? Ryan Fest virtual concert just... Man, I get that it's better than nothing, but...
I need to feel the people huddled all around me as they sing the words we know. We are together, not alone. To remember! Every song, every word, every word we sing is every song, every word, every word you know. Every song, every word, every
the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh. Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.